Yes. And we also have in the house Miss Mercy.
Christopher.
Don't mind her.
Bad.
Don't mind her. She was part of the last episode, and the last episode was fire. I don't know if you've seen it, but you really have to see it because that's what led us to this point. Yes. So you guys are welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir.
God bless.
Yes, sir. So I'll allow Pastor Jide to actually introduce himself and what he does and everything.
All right. I'm glad to be here again. Thank you, Lawrence, for the invite.
Yes,
like you
sir.
said, my name is Olajide Agbeje. I pastor Zion Baptist Church in Mina. And then I'm blessed with a female wife. And because there are wives that are not females these days.
Right.
So,
Wow.
yes. And then three lovely children. Married for 14 years and still counting.
Wow.
And we are just starting.
Oh my God.
All right. So
Salute.
that's how I'll just say to you now. I'm a pastor and then I'm a child of God.
Yeah. And he also runs a program, Marital Bliss,
Yeah. That's my
pre-marital counseling and post-marital counseling.
Yeah.
And people who have experienced it have given beautiful reviews. Their marriages are actually standing firmer than they used to be. Trust me, you want to reach out at Marital Bliss on Facebook. You want to reach out.
Yeah.
Mamesi, the woman of fire.
I feel like I should get out of this
Why?
of this camera frame at this point because, sir,
What's that?
14 years no be beans now.
yes, it's not more.
Me, I'm drawing inspiration. When I'll be 14 years and I come to give you people advice, I'll be like, I've been married for 14 years and it hasn't been.
What did you do, sir?
Story.
Because some of us
Just go ahead.
Some of us got to a point where, like, you know what? Let's dust the bag and we are done. But
Really?
yes. At some point there were crises, right? And I believe every single home have passed through that phase. That first 1 year, second year, into 3 years and all. But thank God, I'm over a little bit over 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have 2 amazing daughters.
Oh,
Yeah, and a blessed man.
Yeah.
Baby, if you can see this, I love you so much. And it's an honor to be here.
Yeah. I also want
to
to
Rev too as well. Like the blessing. It's a
Yes,
blessing. Thank you,
my
Pastor
pleasure.
Lawrence. Thank you so much
Mary Party. Thank you very much.
for the opportunity. Yes. Thank you.
I will also introduce myself.
Yeah, sure.
I've been married in my mind. I've been married in my mind. Well, I thank God for having good people around me. They are not directly mentoring me, or should I say officially mentoring me, but there's this indirect mentorship I've received from people who are succeeding in their marriages around me. And for me, it's a big inspiration, not just in the line of marriage, but how to be a father, how to be a good husband, even how to mentor other people to become good wives from other ladies that are around me who are good wives. So I believe strongly that if those morals are being expounded around our environment, the world around us will become a better place, because the institution of marriage is rapidly deteriorating because of the false narratives that are being peddled, the perception, the individuality, or should I say independence, coming from the female side, and the alpha masculinity that is paraded around by men who don't know God. I want to believe it's because they don't know God. So a lot has been happening. A lot has happened, and But for me, I want to start by asking some questions. And me, I want to throw the questions to Pastor Jide.
I'm always the first.
Yes, so
I mean,
14 no be you know 2030.
please go ahead.
20.
Sir.
So sir, I will start. This question was the question I told him I was going to ask him first, because I was challenged, or should I say, people with myopic view about marriage,
Right.
or let me say religious view about marriage. They approached me and told me that if you never do white wedding, you never marry. And I said, okay, can you show me where that is in scripture? That I have to do white wedding before it will be recognized as legal. So, sir, what do you have to say around that?
Thank you very much, Lawrence. Mrs. Mercy, good to see you again.
Yeah.
The concept of white wedding, we should ask ourselves, what is even white wedding in the first place? Yeah. The idea of white spans from two different angles. Number one is that it's the white people who brought in that concept to us.
Right.
Secondly, again, is that white wedding, precisely, if you check it very properly, is celebrating the woman. The woman will always be on white. The man can wear black, can wear red, but the wife will always be on white. And then there's this religious coloration to it that says that you have to do white wedding in the church. So if I go by what people think it is that white wedding is actually having a church wedding. Where the woman wears a white gown or a white dress, as the case may be, and then the man can put on anything he wants to wear. That is, for me, what this white wedding looks like. And then if you look at the details of a white wedding, of course, there's going to be exchange of vows.
Yeah.
There'll be rings, and there'll be a time where the pastor blesses the couple, and the rest that follows, and then there'll also be certifications too. And then that's all the white wedding is only, but the other thing is just secondary. So that is what white wedding looks like. Now, it has evolved to the point where we today in church feel that we must do white weddings. Once you don't do white weddings, assume that maybe you guys got yourself pregnant or something, or maybe the lady and the guy has been messing with all of that.
Right.
But again, that's just a very wrong perception. I did what we call not a white wedding per se, because the couple I joined last in August had kids before. And then they've had 3 children. They didn't have a wedding. So I felt, when I came to that, I said, no, you can't continue living like this. You've not even had your wedding being blessed. And then they came back, we prayed with them, and they went straight to the registry, did their registrations, came back to fix it, just a normal Sunday service. We customized our vows.
Right.
Because they've actually had kids before. Customized our vows in such a way that it can accommodate what we're doing. They didn't wear anything white. The lady was, I think, on blue or something. It was doing the same. 15 minutes, we're done. And then for me, they've had a white wedding. As long as the vows, the blessing, and of course, the certification is there, they've had a white wedding. But is it compulsory you do a white wedding? That'll be based on your convictions.
Based on conviction.
Your convictions, yes. Today, a white wedding is not compulsory.
Today.
I'm speaking as a pastor. People say, what's pastor doing? It's not compulsory. And I'm going to say, give you the reasons why. Number one is that there's always first a traditional marriage, which is what is obtainable in this part of the world. Now, after a traditional marriage, you do either a court wedding or a church wedding. I'm using the word "or" because it is not court wedding and white. Why is it like that? If you do a court wedding, it's different from a marriage registration.
Yeah.
Now, a court wedding has to do, you do it like a proper way. You get it, you take vows, you sign certificates, you bring witnesses, you do all you will have done in church, you do it in court. So what differentiates between a court wedding and a white wedding is just the location. One was done in a court, the other one is done in a church.
Wow.
So today we'll do a mistake of saying that if you do white, people will do traditional marriage, they'll do court wedding and then do white wedding. Why are you doing that? That's duplicating what is not necessary.
Yeah, and I read under the law that if a marriage is being done in that order, it's actually against the law.
It's against the law, yes.
Yes, and you can be penalized for it. But I don't know why even pastors in church, when you tell them that, okay, I've paid this lady's bride price and we've done court wedding, the next thing they'll ask you is, when are you doing the church wedding?
Yes.
Okay, if for me, I think if you say, okay, will you want to do a celebration, or to just gather your brethren in the church and just do a little celebration where we eat and drink and just reveal your bride to your brethren, I think that sounds more reasonable.
And it doesn't
than
have to be in the church.
yes, it doesn't have to be in the church. So one of the challenges I encountered, someone told me that after doing their court wedding, they wanted to do an outdoor wedding. The family said, what is an outdoor wedding? That if it's not done in the church, that the church is God's sanctuary, it's a holy place. So I'm not saying, and I say, wherever the sole of your feet touches, is it not?
Yes. You see, what do you expect of a pastor? Should he tell you that don't come to a place where I can be fully recognized? What I'm saying now, fellow pastors can even say, I'm not a pastor, no problem. Yes, because look as if you're sacrificing your right, but I'm not sure that's the right. So a pastor will want to do something in his own space that gives him recognition.
Very.
That's
Wow.
Right. Secondly, again, is that this part of the world are very religious, so we feel as if our parents are very, very high on this one. If it is not in their church, they don't feel we've done anything wrong. So we also have to look for how do we now create a space for this particular kind of parents too, so that we don't get anybody offended. So many people did weddings in their churches because they want to please their parents, and at least let's just have our time to rest.
Right.
That's how it looks like. Because the couple feel as if we've done traditional marriage, we've done our court, we are fine. They say, no, you don't never come church. And then these kind of parents have positions in church where if they don't do it, they say, your daughter didn't do something like this. So let's do it for them. And if you ask me, in my own opinion, today weddings actually are not for the couples. It's becoming for the parents. Including reception programs and all of that.
Right.
That's where the parents want to show themselves, want to display. So you as a couple just sit down as
logs,
and they just have a free fall, this whole thing. So I think we need to have a mind shift. Should we cancel white weddings? No. Must we insist that our sisters and brothers in church do white weddings? No. Should they do a white wedding? Yes. I hope my grammar is not too confusing. Should they? Yes. Must they? No. Do you know our online class we had last week? I was telling you about this, something like this, and they said something like, white wedding is very expensive.
Who made it expensive?
Good question. And I asked, what is more expensive in white wedding? Once you mention white wedding, you'll be thinking about reception.
Reception, right?
That's all makes white wedding expensive. Because you come to church, you don't spend any money in church.
Yes.
Just come and sit down, wear a gown if you have any gown to wear. And these days, even putting on a gown is not that really necessary per se. Just be good and come. But of course, our ladies will not take that from you.
No.
They must shine that day. They must, like when we had our weddings about 14 years ago, I remember I told my wife, I said, this wedding guy. I said, no, she must wear a wedding gown. It's her first, it's once in a year, Then we went and we took plenty money that we didn't have to buy a wedding gown. And as she wore that wedding gown that day, it became load for us in the house. We dashed out the wedding gown to 3 different sisters. They returned it back to us because it was very, very big. I'm saying, what do you do about this? I'll give to her. I said, come, tell me that's your wedding gown. So, okay, thank you, sir. They'll reduce it. You finish using it and turn it back to us again. They said they can't keep it. I think it was too big. I thought it was very big because she did something very massive. We didn't have a lot of money, but we got that money. Wow. So it's not as if white wedding is expensive.
Right.
Is that what we attach to the white weddings, including reception, is the problem. You come to church, you sit down, you are blessed, you do all these things. What's the expensive thing there? Nothing. You come and give offerings in church, it's not expensive. But after that white wedding, what is the next thing? People want to go and eat and wine.
People.
That is where the problem is. And those are close to me. If I have a chance to do my wedding again, I want reception.
So you want to do reception? Everybody should go and drink garri at their places.
I won't try it. Because men, we were stressed. So I had this online friends. We used to do our wedding anniversary with them every year. So on the 10th of December, I had this guys on Facebook. I used to tell, and I told them these are the things I will not do again if I had a chance to do my wedding. Number 1, I will not do reception. Number 2, I will not take gift from anybody. Yes,
What?
I don't take wedding gift from anybody. Number 3 is that I will not give anybody gift.
So that there's no expectations.
So you will not give anybody gifts.
Don't give you gift. Don't give me any gift. Because at the end of the day, we had a lot of problems with our gifts at our own time. Few of them I can share with. Number 1 is that I discovered that people were going to give us gifts because of the gift we wanted to give to them.
Right.
Wow.
So one guy gave us one big envelope. I was telling him, I said, wow, this must be plenty of cash. When we opened it, the guy went and folded our wedding program
Oh my God.
and then sealed it. Because once he gives us the wedding gift, we'll give him also or her a gift.
What?
I'm like, do you have to stress us to that point?
What?
Number 2, most of the gift they give to us were not even useful to us.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, so why?
Was not
It was
useful.
not useful to us. People just came and gave us this. Somebody gave as small as 200 naira. Again, it's because I know it's because of if you give us a gift, we'll give you a gift. I'm asking a question. I will come from you come from my I will feed you. I'll give you a gift again.
For what?
For what? So just come eat and go home. That's if you're going to eat. Yes, because I feel like let's finish church wedding
From your home.
from your home and go
Yes.
home.
Yes.
And then we have
Yes.
cases where people fight over nothing or nonsense.
Right.
And I'm like, why don't we start a marriage from things like that?
Mm.
So I said, if I have a chance to marry wedding again, I wouldn't do that. Number 4, if I have a chance to marry wedding again, we won't even cut cake in anywhere. Because
Anywhere.
my wife played a prank on me.
Ah.
You know, we want to cut a wedding cake. They'll tell her, good afternoon, everybody, blah, blah, blah. She wants to feed her husband now.
Eh.
So you see her. She now wants to kneel down. Done our wedding 40 years ago. So we stood at the cake stand. We're just 2. We use an open field. So as she came to feed me, she wanted to kneel down. I just held her hand. He said, what do you
Don't.
say? Don't kneel down. I said, no, Palo. I said, don't worry. Put him in my mouth, eat it.
Because after that day, there's no assurance that you're going to kneel down in the house.
That drama played out. After like 2 years, I called my. I said, babe, how far is it? See, when was the last time you in this house? She laughed.
Exactly.
Oh, you told
You
me
watch for the camera.
No, she just said, we have come. That's a good. That kind of mindset and all of that. So we need to talk to our young people. You see, getting married. Lawrence, I must say this to you, Mrs. Mercy. Let's tell our young people. Many of them actually are ready for marriage, but they are scared of the cost of the wedding ceremony. They are ready for marriage, but the cost won't let them breathe.
I don't breathe.
The cost of the guests that will come, what would these people, what would they wear?
Right.
And of course, these days, apart from our sisters or our ladies, bridal shower is going to cost a lot of money.
So I say it again, sir.
I don't know if this is part of our discussion.
Sir, increase the volume.
Maybe Miss Mercy will have to come in very shortly.
Yes, so.
Because again, is that when I see bridal showers, I'm like, the girls have to cover that money.
Yes.
Yes.
Ladies are saying that they must do bridal shower. And when I go to do my research, I discover that what we do as shower today is not even the right thing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's bridal titles or bridal shower.
Who says you must do a shower in an hotel? Who says you must all wear nightgowns?
My gowns.
Yes.
I am photographer.
Then
I have a photographer. Do a cake.
do a cake.
Do a make. They do makeup artists now to
right.
do it. And then the worst of it all.
They'll now drink.
For those who drink, right? Some of them, the real intent of a bridal shower is this: you gather your few friends, they will advise you on how to live in your husband's house, pray with you, and at the end of the day, they will now give you a gift. How many bridal showers do you see today that where the girls comes with gifts for the lady? Instead, the lady gives the girls gifts.
Wow.
And they use big hotels. The guy will not be there, but he has to spend the money. The girls dress another thing.
Yes.
So every guy is thinking, I want to marry this lady. We are convinced we want to get married. But where's the money? And I've said today, you can get married and not make noise. You can get married and not spend. Because today is that, Mrs. Mercy, we'll have a guy who will save money for 1 year and blow it up in 1 day.
Yes.
In the name of what we call wedding.
I just feel it's foolishness.
So we're in a big mess. So let me allow us to say something about it.
Ma, about that bridal shower. That bridal shower.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
My
bridal
God.
shower. First off, I I didn't even bother myself about bridal shower. As a matter of fact, wanted to do this bridal train, whatever.
Okay.
But by the first meeting, I was already hearing one or two persons complain, oh, why should we get a lace? Why we cancelled it?
Good.
Wow.
We cancelled it. Like it was already a fight. We've not started anything. You are already fighting. Why this? Why that? And when I mentioned it to my husband, he said, you know what? Let's just cancel this thing.
Yes.
And we cancelled it. So there was no. We just told them, okay, color of the day, wear whatever you have, whether you have the color or not, just come.
Mm-hmm.
Then we moved to reception. At the time, I wanted the reception. In fact, I so badly wanted reception. So badly. But we couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I told my husband, no wahala. See, even if it means us let's just get this thing done. However, I will go whatever lengths to ensure that this reception will hold. And then one day he sat me down. He said, see, let's talk about this thing. Let's know. He said, what are your whys? Why do you want us to do a reception?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And these are questions that we never get to ask ourselves.
Yes.
Why exactly do you want to do a reception? Why do you want a bridal shower so badly? If you look at it, simply because I want to impress.
Mm.
And then the second question he asked me was, okay, if we do this thing, this reception, what value is it going to add to our home?
Yeah.
I couldn't answer those questions, funny enough. So at some point I was like, okay, I'm a submissive wife, let me just allow him have it. But later when I sat down and thought through it, I wanted to do reception because I wanted to dance, show my dancing skills and what have you, and then sit down. Then secondly was because I was expecting gifts from people.
Okay.
And
You are being sincere.
I'm being sincere, right? Yes. I was expecting gifts from people. Probably they will give me gas cooker, what have you. I got gas cooker, right? But sir, you see that 200 naira? I actually got that gift. So the person put 200 naira in an envelope, brown envelope. I won't forget. And we gave her gift worth 3,000 naira. Mm-hmm. So she invested 200 naira. Got 3,000 naira. Now, the idea of them giving it so that they say, I got this thing from Mercy's wedding. No, that's all, right? But honestly, the reason why we ladies really, really want this is for show off. And that is not going to add to your home.
But they are not hearing.
They are not, but they will hear. Hopefully, the ones that we have will hear.
I think they are hearing. No,
they are hearing.
This will go out. They will hear.
Right. So after we had that conversation with my husband and we realized, honestly, he told me, he said, this thing is not going to add to our home. Neither is it going to add to our relationship. So we just came to an agreement and we said, okay, the best thing to do is every other monies we have coming in prior to the wedding, we're going to invest in our home.
Good.
So we bought our bed frames, got our bed, ensured that our kitchen, we had, so even when those gifts come or not, we had our pots, we had plates, we had spoons, so that by the time they said, okay, face the congregation, and that face the congregation is the word that telling you, okay, from today you're on your own. Oyo is your name. So that at that point we're not panicking. Okay, what are we going to eat? Okay, where do we get gas? Okay, we ensured that, in fact, once monies kept coming, people were gifting us cash and all. We're buying stuff in our home for the house.
Because I've had of situations where a couple got married, they didn't have food to eat that day.
Exactly.
And it's the money that they made from the wedding that they used to get bed.
Yes.
So I'll not be like,
you spent that whole money.
Yes.
Instead of investing in your home.
And now when you are telling such kind of a story without a proper context, it tends to convince other young people who want to get married that I can still do it like this. Instead of telling them that no, you should have a proper preparation for your marriage. There are so many things that doesn't matter. And even if you do your wedding in a small way, and people say, I came and we did not eat, we did not, they will only talk about it for 2 weeks and that's all.
And that's all.
That's all. They will go and sit down. Me, I was telling a friend of mine, I say, you get the way some uncles will do anyhow. I know I'll take it, no give her food, we no get food. Don't mind me, I can't be dramatic. But I think we need to start approaching things with the right perspective, and even with stronger hands, because people who come for your wedding, I can say that it's only 5% of the people who attend your wedding that are for you. The rest just came there to eat.
For their selfish.
Yes. It's only 5, because when after your wedding in life, you notice that you're even not keeping in touch with some people, so many people, yes. And they don't even care.
Right.
They don't care. I believe it's just your best man and maybe your men in suits and the rest that are there for you. The rest, even at that safe.
After a month, they are gone.
They are gone. The only people who will call you are those who truly stood by you, and it's not those that are in the congregation. You just can't eat. Even person where they even pass self, they do wedding, you go join, can't eat.
Right.
So I think that people should stop caring about the 95 that won't add anything, and start caring about the actual 5%, those who are family.
Right.
So this will now lead us to the next question.
Okay.
Mama Mercy.
Okay, sir.
We want to get the discussion messy a bit.
Let's get it messy.
We want to get the discussion messy a bit. Now, some people complain that since they are virgins, how do they go into a marriage institution and thrive when the church itself that is supposed to teach them about things concerning their sexuality and the rest?
Right.
How do they thrive in that institution without having prior knowledge to it?
Okay.
I like that question.
Yes.
That's dicey. But it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Before I answer that, right, I will give an example of someone. I had a friend who got married, right? She was a virgin, her husband was a virgin. So there was no prior understanding or knowledge as to how to consummate, how to go about stuff, and they attended premarital counseling, right? Quite okay, but those emphases were not there. So they had, in fact, I think they couldn't consummate for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 3 weeks they were in the marriage because there was no knowledge. Right.
This is serious.
I'm very big on educating your mind with a lot of good information. Now, good information because there are a lot of information that are not good out there, right? Also, I'm very big on. Okay, let me talk to the church right now, right? Let me thank you for the platform, right?
Yeah.
It is important that we emphasize this in marriage counseling. Don't just stick to be submissive.
We don't use be submissive, choke our neck.
Don't stick to just the rules. Don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. And we neglect that aspect of telling people what to do. Right? You are a virgin, he's a virgin, or both, or one person is a virgin and the other person, however the case is, right?
Yeah.
First off, in terms of sex, you don't just go in.
Okay, I don't understand what you mean.
I would explain. You don't just remove your clothes. That's all.
Okay,
Yes.
They said you don't just remove your clothes and
don't just remove your clothes.
Oh my God.
I don't know why. I don't know why you're putting me on
this is Pastor Jide.
You're making everybody see me as a bad person. No wonder.
This is Pastor Jide.
No problem.
There is a cutting edge delivery. You can't just say hey. Please, you know what?
Okay, so you don't just take off your clothes because you are married. Oh, it is honeymoon. Then we just have sex and no.
Okay.
There are processes there are stuffs that need to go down, and one of those is conversations, right? I expect that from your relationship you should already be talking about some of these things like your sexual preferences, right?
Okay.
And yes, sexual preferences. What are your fears? Because I had a lot of fears as well. We had messed up ideology of sex, being virgins and all of those. They just tell you, it's painful.
Yeah.
Is this blood will come out? This down. Yes. So we have that fear. How is this thing going to be?
Now.
Right? How is this thing going to be? It's going to be bloody, and then in your head you are expecting that everywhere will be messy, soaked with blood and all of those, right? But in as much as other people might have that experience, but there's actually something that happens, which is there's something we call hymen, right, in the woman, where that hymen has to be broken in order for you to penetrate properly. So it is when that breaking of hymen that happens, that's when the blood comes out and everything. Although there are some that don't have blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whatsoever, right? So that's the part of the pain. Now, the pain is not 100%. 100% because there should be a foreplay that happens to soften that aspect, to soften the vagina.
Are you guys understanding? Okay.
What is foreplay? Tell them what is foreplay.
Foreplay is the kisses, the touch, the fingering aspect, sucking her nipples, caressing her,
the smooshing,
rubbing her hair, the smooshing.
What does she do to him? You're talking about what he's doing.
So this is what he does.
This is the part I'm waiting for.
Now,
it's not every time is one-sided.
So it's not one. Let's balance.
Oh my God.
Let's balance it. Don't lie down for him to just. Oh, he's just touching you too. There's a lot of work that your fingers does. Walking your hand through his head, his ears, his
like
body,
map,
his nipple, playing with him as well.
Yeah.
Hold even his organ as well. It helps, right? And to help him stand up properly.
Okay,
stand
prepare.
Up for Jesus. Clap up for Jesus. To prepare him.
Clap.
Right.
This is experience speaking.
Some men don't even know we have nipples. They don't even know.
No, sir, we are not human beings.
We have nipples too. They should also know.
They do, and it's
even monkeys have
for them.
We have.
It's sensual for the man, so they have nipples. It's not just your own that is.
Loud it.
Play around it with your tongue, with your hands, however, right?
Don't bite it, please.
Don't bite. Now, these are the conversations that need to be heard. If he wants it. If he wants you to bite it, you can. But not that kind of bite of fighting bites, just silent nights. So that foreplay kind of like help the woman becomes very wet, lubricated for easy penetration. All those painful sex is because there was no foreplay
before.
There was nothing to arouse, stimulate the body. That's why when you penetrate, she's having pains, or when you try to penetrate, she say, hold on. But when she's properly lubricated, you are able to penetrate swiftly. And some will not, you might not even know when, just pleasure, right?
Oh, wow.
Pleasure. And then the only way you will know if you have penetrated is when you have gone in 100%. Gone in 100%, not just the cap and all, 100% into her. That's when penetration has taken place, right? So if that's even with the caressing and everything, there are actually women that are completely dry, like dry, right?
Wow.
There are a lot of lubricants out there that can help. You can use your Vaseline. Vaseline is Blue Seal Vaseline is okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yes.
So but I thought they said that Vaselines are not good.
This
particular one
has no
chemical. There's no
natural.
except all those petroleum jelly kind of.
Okay.
Yes. So they are good. This blue seal
Please
is
take
good.
notes, write it
You
down.
can use olive oil as well.
Yeah.
Olive oil.
They also said coconut oil. Is it
coconut
true?
oil, yes.
The one you
But
Any
now,
natural stuff.
I'm someone who researches very well. I do a lot of research. You know, I was raised by someone close to you. So, by some researchers said that if you use some oils, that are some oils, they gave an instance, coconut oil, that there are some kind of condoms you use.
Yeah.
Because maybe some people, as they go into marriage, they say, okay, we don't want to have the child and we don't want to make use of pills because of the hormonal imbalances it brings. Okay, but we want to use condoms. So there are some oils or some of those lubricants that are being mentioned that you can't use. So if you are talking about the blue seal, is it advisable to be used on those materials?
On it, I don't want to say condoms on its own comes with its own lubricants.
Okay.
Right? So except where there's excessive dryness.
Excessive.
Yes. That's when you can now put it on it. You know it's latex.
Right.
So there are some things, there are some chemicals, or there are some substance that might not be able to stand.
Okay.
So you have cases of condoms tearing or something.
Yes.
It depends on the kind of product.
So they will now advise to use silicone based,
right,
or water based.
Water based.
Shey I'm trying.
You don't submit this already.
Hey.
So another thing, right, is sex is more mental and emotional all together, right? So one of the things that makes some people or some women not to be fully lubricated even whilst there's foreplay and all of those things is your mind, right? When you are in that position or you are in that moment, it is expected that you don't. Okay, let me give an instance where I spoke to a lady and she was telling me how that she's having painful sex and all of those. So I was trying to explain to her what she can do, what natural remedy she can use. And then I got asking her questions and I was like, okay, when sex is going on between you and your husband, what do you think about? She said, that she has church meetings. That sometimes she has food on fire.
Yes.
So all those random thoughts going through your mind affects the juices too from coming out.
Oh, juice.
Yeah, it's juice. Anything you want to call it is juice.
Juice. So all those thoughts of, there's this person I'm supposed to pay money, or hey, I was supposed to meet this person
at that time.
Yes. So she said sometimes she just just do and come down because me I get church meeting.
Is it hot?
I hope exactly.
Hey.
I have something I need to attend to, all of those. So you want to ensure that your mind is consummated in that moment. Right? That's what gives the connection. And it's more of a connection thing for woman, right? So you want to ensure that when you don't have those, just be lost in your husband. Be lost in the moment. Relax your body, relax and just take it in. Instead of
take it in.
Take it in. Instead of being rigid, you are just
take it in.
Take it in.
Wow.
So it's more of the mental aspect for
So sir, can you tell us about the physical aspect also?
Now, you see, this is very interesting, and I think I quite support what she said. But you see, I've been a bit focused on this particular subject for about a few months now. So
right.
I've been following strictly.
Right.
I have come to discover that the church will have to intentionally teach our sisters and our brothers how to lose their virginities.
Wow. This is new.
Because there are many of our sisters who wants to be married and still want to remain virgins.
Wow.
And I'm speaking live on the field. I'm not talking about what anybody told me. I'm talking about what I've dealt with, what I've handled. Many of them get married, but they are not ready at all to start having sex. we need to do a proper premarital counseling work to let them know that in as much as we begged you, don't have, you see, we are the churches, we are joking. We will beg our sisters
to keep themselves,
and they will keep themselves before marriage, and in marriage they still want to keep themselves. It's like going to be a war for a guy to transit. And we are quiet about it. We celebrate virgins today, and I'm saying sorry, I don't have anything to celebrate about virgins. If you are not going to be ready to lose it in the marriage.
Wow. Sir, please, can I just cut you? Please, we'll be going for a short break and we'll be back in a few minutes' time. Thank you so very much. Yes.